When you hear about the Matrix, what comes to mind first? For many, it's the mind-bending action scenes, slow-motion bullet dodging, or the awe-inspiring digital effects. But beneath the adrenaline-fueled surface lies something far deeper, an invitation to ponder the very nature of reality, existence, and the self. This trilogy is much more than just sci-fi. It's a philosophical exploration, a spiritual journey wrapped in leather jackets and dark sunglasses. And who are the masterminds behind this grand fusion of action and thought-provoking questions? The Wachowskis. Can you feel the excitement building? The Wachowskis aren't just filmmakers, they are modern-day philosophers who use the screen as their canvas, layering it with complex ideas that challenge us to think. With The Matrix, they have crafted a story that goes beyond the realm of entertainment, asking us to confront the illusions we live in and encouraging us to seek a greater truth. And what makes their storytelling even more remarkable is the profound incorporation of Buddhist philosophy. Isn't it incredible how they seamlessly blend ancient wisdom with futuristic technology? It's as if the Wachowskis are telling us that no matter how far we advance as a society, we still face the same fundamental questions about life, death, and enlightenment. Why does The Matrix feel so profound? Buddhist philosophy as the heartbeat. Have you ever wondered why The Matrix resonates so deeply with audiences worldwide? It's not just the cool fight sequences or the dystopian aesthetic. There's something more, a philosophical undercurrent that touches on fundamental truths about our existence. The Wachowskis didn't just create a sci-fi blockbuster, they embedded within it layers of Buddhist thought, turning the film into a spiritual meditation disguised as an action movie. And what is the core of this meditation? The exploration of illusion, reality, and enlightenment, themes that are central to both Buddhism and the human experience. Can you feel the weight of these questions hanging in the air? At its heart, The Matrix asks the same questions that have puzzled philosophers and spiritual seekers for centuries. What is real? Are we merely prisoners of our perceptions? How can we awaken to a deeper understanding of reality? These questions are not just theoretical musings. They strike at the very core of who we are and how we experience the world. And the Wachowskis, in their brilliance, have woven these questions into a narrative that captivates both the mind and the soul, illusion and Maya, the Matrix as a reflection of the Buddhist concept of illusion. Let's start with one of the most fascinating concepts in both Buddhism and the Matrix, illusion. In Buddhism, the world as we perceive it is referred to as Maya, an illusion that clouds our understanding of reality. We go through life thinking that what we see, touch, and feel is real, but Buddhism teaches that this material world is not the ultimate truth. It's a facade, hiding the deeper reality of interconnectedness and impermanence. And what do the Wachowskis do with this profound concept? They take it and blow our minds with it. In The Matrix, humanity is trapped in a simulated world, a digital construct created by machines. Think about that for a moment. Everything that the characters experience, their emotions, their surroundings, even their identities, is all part of a massive illusion designed to keep them subjugated. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? But it's also a perfect metaphor for the Buddhist idea of Maya. Just like the people in The Matrix, we, too, are often blinded by our attachment to the sensory world, mistaking it for the real thing. The Wachowskis are asking us, subtly but powerfully, what if your entire life is just an illusion? How would you even know? And more importantly, how do you wake up, the red pill or the blue pill? An invitation to awaken. Remember the moment when Neo is offered the choice between the red pill and the blue pill? It's one of the most iconic scenes in cinematic history. But have you ever thought about how deeply philosophical that choice is? Neo is offered a path to awakening, much like how in Buddhism, seekers are given the choice to continue living in ignorance or to pursue enlightenment. The blue pill represents the comfort of ignorance, the choice to remain in the illusion of Maya, while the red pill is the path to truth, a difficult, unsettling, but ultimately transformative journey. Can you imagine being in Neo's shoes at that moment? What would you choose? The safety of ignorance or the uncertainty of truth? It's not an easy decision. Is it? And yet, it's one we all face, in one form or another, at various points in our lives. The Wachowskis have taken a deeply spiritual dilemma and presented it to us in a way that's both accessible and thrilling. They remind us that awakening is not a comfortable process. It's challenging, even frightening. But isn't it worth it? Isn't there something inside all of us that yearns to know the truth, no matter how difficult it may be to face? Neo's journey, a modern-day Buddha. Now, let's talk about Neo. He starts off as Thomas Anderson, a regular guy working a mundane office job, unaware that his entire life is an illusion. Isn't that how many of us feel sometimes, lost in the monotony of daily life? Unaware of the deeper truths that lie just beneath the surface? But Neo's journey is one of awakening, and in many ways, it mirrors the journey of the Buddha himself. Just as Siddhartha Gautama left his life of comfort and luxury to seek the truth, Neo leaves behind his ordinary existence to embark on a path of self-discovery. What makes Neo's journey so compelling is that it's not just about physical liberation from the machines, it's about spiritual liberation. He must overcome not only the external forces that oppress him but also his own ignorance, doubt, and fear. This is the essence of the Buddhist path to enlightenment. In Buddhism, the ultimate goal is to achieve a state of awakening, where one transcends the illusions of the material world and sees reality as it truly is. And that's exactly what Neo does. As he progresses through the trilogy, he begins to see the Matrix for what it really is, an illusion. His ability to bend the rules of the Matrix, to perform superhuman feats, is a reflection of his growing awareness. Isn't that what enlightenment is all about, transcending the limitations of the ordinary world, samsara and the cycle of suffering? The Matrix as a digital samsara. One of the most profound Buddhist concepts explored in the Matrix is that of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth that keeps beings trapped in a state of suffering. In Buddhist teachings, samsara is driven by ignorance and attachment, and the only way to break free is through enlightenment. The Wachowskis take this ancient idea and translate it into a futuristic, dystopian setting where humans are literally trapped in a cycle of suffering, unknowingly reborn into the Matrix over and over again, while their bodies remain imprisoned in pods, harvested for energy by the machines. Isn't it chilling to think about? Neo's mission is not just to free humanity physically, it's to break the cycle of ignorance that keeps them trapped in this digital samsara. In many ways, his journey mirrors the Buddhist quest to break free from the cycle of birth and rebirth and attain nirvana, a state of liberation from suffering. But as we see in the trilogy, this is no easy task. Neo must confront not only the machines that control the Matrix but also his own inner demons, his own attachments and fears. It's a battle on both the external and internal fronts, just like the struggle for enlightenment in Buddhism. Doesn't it make you wonder, what are the forces that keep us trapped in our own cycles of suffering? And how do we break free? Morpheus, the spiritual guide and mentor. If Neo is the modern-day Buddha, then who is Morpheus? He's the spiritual guide, the mentor who leads Neo out of ignorance and into the light of truth. In Buddhism, the role of the spiritual teacher, or guru, is crucial. A true teacher doesn't just provide answers. They show the student the way and encourage them to discover the truth for themselves. Isn't that exactly what Morpheus does for Neo? Morpheus believes in Neo even when Neo doesn't believe in himself. He offers him the choice between the red pill and the blue pill, but he doesn't force Neo to choose. Instead, he allows Neo to make the decision for himself, a decision that will change the course of his life. This is the mark of a true teacher. Morpheus doesn't just tell Neo what to think, he helps him see beyond the illusion and find his own path. Isn't it inspiring to think about the role of mentors and guides in our own lives? Who are the people that have helped us see the truth? Even when we were too blind to see it ourselves, the oracle, a symbol of wisdom and insight, the oracle. One of the most mysterious and intriguing characters in the Matrix. She doesn't fit the mold of the traditional spiritual teacher, does she? She's not stern or authoritative. Instead, she offers cryptic, almost playful advice that challenges Neo to look within. But in Buddhism, wisdom is not always straightforward. Sometimes, it comes in the form of riddles or paradoxes that force us to question our assumptions and dig deeper for the truth. Isn't that exactly what the oracle does? The oracle doesn't give Neo all the answers. Instead, she guides him toward self-awareness. Her advice is often vague, but it's designed to make Neo think, to question, to reflect. This is reminiscent of the role of a Buddhist teacher, who doesn't provide all the answers but instead encourages the student to find the truth within themselves. And isn't that the most powerful kind of wisdom, the kind that comes from within? The path to enlightenment, Neo's transformation as a symbol of spiritual awakening. As Neo's journey continues, we see him undergo a profound transformation. He starts off as a confused, uncertain individual, someone who doesn't quite fit into the world he's been given. But as he awakens to the truth of the Matrix, he begins to embrace his role as the person destined to free humanity from its digital prison. This transformation is symbolic of the Buddhist path to enlightenment, where an individual must undergo a fundamental shift in consciousness to perceive the true nature of reality. At the beginning of the trilogy, Neo is lost in a world of illusions, much like many of us in our own lives. He's trapped in the monotony of a meaningless job, disconnected from his true purpose. But his curiosity and desire for truth lead him to Morpheus, who offers him the chance to awaken. Isn't it fascinating how this mirrors the Buddhist teaching that individuals must choose the path to liberation? The path to enlightenment is not one that can be forced upon someone. It must be chosen willingly, even though it is filled with challenges and uncertainties. Neo's decision to take the red pill marks the beginning of his spiritual journey, and from that moment on, he is no longer just a man, he is a seeker of truth, a warrior on the path to enlightenment. Neo's awakening, a moment of liberation. As Neo progresses on his journey, he begins to awaken to the true nature of the Matrix. One of the most iconic scenes in the trilogy is when Neo finally understands that the physical rules of the Matrix do not apply to him. He can dodge bullets, perform incredible feats of strength, and even manipulate the fabric of reality. This moment is a powerful metaphor for the Buddhist concept of awakening. In Buddhism, awakening, or bodhi, is the realization that the self and the material world are illusory. Once this realization occurs, the individual is no longer bound by the limitations of ordinary existence. Doesn't Neo's transformation feel like a modern-day version of this ancient spiritual awakening? Neo's ability to bend the rules of the Matrix is symbolic of the freedom that comes with enlightenment. Just as Buddhist practitioners gain insight into the nature of reality through deep meditation, Neo gains the ability to manipulate the Matrix through his growing understanding of its illusory nature. This is one of the most powerful messages of the film, that through insight, we too can transcend the limitations that bind us. Isn't that an exhilarating thought?